I had a patient recently that asked me, Ike, what are you? I said, I'm an author of a book on stress tests. I'm an authority in nuclear medicine. And he said, are you a radiologist? I said, no, I'm not a radiologist. Yes, a radiologist is a doctor. And he said, well, I asked because I've heard radiologists make a lot of money. I said, yes, that's true, though. That can be true. He said, I'm trying to get my son to become a radiologist. I asked him, why do you want your son to become a radiologist? He said, because they make a lot of money. I said, well, did you find out what your son likes to do, what he enjoys doing, what he's gifted for doing, what his natural abilities are? Did you ever take time to find that out? I think if you let your son figure out what he loves to do and pursue what he loves to do, what he's gifted and talented to do, that gives more satisfaction and fulfillment in life than just money. Because the reality is, you can actually make money in any field. You can get rich doing any field. As long as it's something you are naturally gifted for, passionate about, your heart and soul is in it, the money will follow. He starts looking at me like a deer in headlights, like in total bewilderment, like I was speaking totally different. I shared a story to tell you that stop chasing what other people are doing that is successful. Yes, it's good to model yourself after successful people, but the best thing is model yourself after successful people doing what you love, doing what you enjoy, doing what you're passionate about, doing what you are naturally gifted for doing. Reality is, you can get good at doing almost any skill. Anything you put your heart, apply your heart and soul to, you can get good at it. But that should be the foundation, the key to doing anything, and not just primarily to make or earn money. I think it's Henry Ford that said this: if money is your only interest in business, you will never have it. If your interest is to help other people, to bring solution to people's challenges or problems, the money follows, problems solved. That's just a nugget I want to drop. Rapid fire, I'm going to touch on one or two other things, then I will get off of this podcast. Stress. Well, there's different kinds of stress. I wrote a book about cardiac stress tests, which is pretty much the stress that we can tell with medical science. Some of the primary symptoms are high blood pressure, hypertension, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. And we're talking about type 2 diabetes. Those primary symptoms are a great indication to do a cardiac stress test. And what a cardiac stress test does is see the blood flow to your heart at rest and at stress. So we take images of your heart at the resting phase and compare what the heart shows under stress phase. Two sets of pictures, one at rest, one at stress. And the way to stress the heart is use of medication. You can use medication to stress the heart, to dilate the blood vessels and increase blood flow to the heart, which is the same thing that happens when you have a physical stress. On a treadmill, you run or you jog around the block. So you can stress the heart that way, inject a tracer or radioisotope, and now image the travel of that tracer in the heart. That is what I wrote the book on. Now, that's one form of stress. Another form of stress is the stress that everybody talks about. The cleaners, the janitor talks about stress. The CEO talks about stress. The executive director talks about stress. The chief financial officer talks about stress. The authors talk about stress. Actors talk about stress. Mothers talk about stress. Fathers talk about stress. Doctors talk about stress. Technologists talk about stress. Nurse practitioners talk about stress. Nurses talk about stress. The president talks about stress. The vice president talks about stress. Everybody talks about stress, right? But I say this: there's no stress in the world. There's only stress inside of people. Stress happens inside, not outside. No job is stressful. No work is stressful. If the CEO of a Fortune 500 company who's making 7 figures, 8 figures, or more, or less, is talking about stress. How come a janitor, a cleaner, a messenger, a customer service person, the same Fortune 500 company is talking about stress? Is it the job that is stressful, or is the stress inside of people? It's just that people have not learned how to handle their interiority. That is where the stress is. Once you learn how to breathe, how to relax, how to program your mind each morning, each day. There's a morning routine and there's a night routine. Your stress levels will be almost non-existent. How to handle stress? One, learn how to breathe. We find that thoughts, everything happens in the mind. You get stressed where? In the mind because of thoughts. They say humans have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. I don't know if that's exactly true or not, but that's what modern science says. When those thoughts come, oftentimes those are things you have no control over the thoughts that come. I mean, the thoughts can come through what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you feel. But my point is, the thought is not what makes you stressed. What makes people stressed is how you respond to that thought. If it's a thought of fear and you create the fear in your mind, fear happens in the mind, stress happens in the mind. The lack of handle of the thought is what causes stress. Now, the question is, how do you handle the thoughts? The way you handle the thought is to become aware. I mean, it's not like you have to be on the lookout for every thought. What's the next thought? What's the next thought I can handle? No, it's all about you have no control over the thoughts that come in, right? Or you cannot tell what thoughts come in. The only thing you have control is how you respond, how to react to that thought that is already there. Learning to become aware of the thoughts and not giving to the thoughts that come is the key to handling stress. Awareness, which is paying attention and noticing or seeing what has always been there. One more definition of awareness is becoming conscious of your unconscious thought is one of the keys to eliminating stress and handling stress. Get good at this, practice, just like anything else. Practice makes you better. You become better with practice, with the use. Just like physical exercise, the more you exercise, the more you get stronger, the more you get comfortable with lifting weight or working out or doing your abs. I took an Afro dance class recently and I was uncomfortable with the moves. Even though I'm doing the moves, just because it's not something I do on a regular basis, I had that feeling that my body is just not doing it right. But I kept doing it, I kept dancing, I kept practicing because I know that with time, continuous repetition is what makes me comfortable and makes me better. That's the same thing, mental preparation, mental handling stress is a mental thing. Learning to control your thought comes from thinking and using thought the right way. The basic things that humans need is not a lot. The basic things are food, shelter, and clothing. Those are the basic needs. Everything else is just wants, a variation of our needs. You want to wear designer clothes or carry a designer bag. Those are not needs, those are wants. You want to live in a Porsche neighborhood or drive a Porsche car. Those are not needs, those are wants. Understanding wants and needs and prioritizing each thing is the key to taking control of your life. Thoughts, feelings, actions, very important. Our thoughts control our feelings control our actions are a result, one expression of our thoughts. Inspired action is the key to transformation. This is 2025, and this year has already started off with a bang. Enjoy your activity, your schedule, your day, and do not let the day dictate what happens or how your day turns out. You are the operating power. You are the one that dictates how your day turns out. It's not the day that dictates how your day turns out. Some people say, what if people are mean to me? Am I just going to not be mean back to them? No, you're not just going to be mean back to them because you don't let them dictate your day. You are the one that dictates. Meanness or mean people can only be countered with good people or positive people or good thinking or not being mean for. And one last thing I would like to say is, what is more effective? Is it less negative thinking or more positive thinking? Where do you get the most knowledge from? Research has shown that less negative thinking is more important. If you observe your thoughts on a day-to-day, on a regular basis, and eliminate negative thinking, you don't even have to do any positive thinking. Just eliminate the negative thinking, the negative talk, then you'll be fine. I heard somebody recently, she made a mistake or she was doing something and she made an error. She said, "Oh, I am stupid for doing that." And I'm like, wow, people still talk to themselves like this. And you do not want to talk about yourself in any kind of negative way. And when you use the word I am is the most powerful word in the universe. I am his creation. Yes, you are akin to God. You're godlike when you use the word I am. I am is the name of God, is the name of the creator, is the name of whatever, universal intelligence, the divine, the supreme. When you say I am anything, you are aligning yourself. You are creating. You want to be kind to yourself. You want to be nice to yourself. You want to talk to yourself in the most healthy, loving, kind way. So use affirmations. Take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts control your feelings control your actions. Your actions are an expression of your good thoughts. Enjoy your day. This thing is beautiful. It's so easy. It's easy, but it's not simple. Or is it simple, but it's not easy? Either one. It's simple, but it's not easy. You just have to practice. You have to do it. It's not about talking. It's about action. Take inspired action. Action, action, action. You know, I was telling someone recently that each day you come to work, you control the environment. She was like, what if there's some mean people and they are so mean to me and they don't smile at me and they just give me attitude? What am I supposed to do? Smile at them? I said, yes. Smiling is one of the most powerful things you do, because you don't just smile from your mouth or from your teeth or from your face. You smile in your heart first, then it expresses on physical. Smile comes from somewhere deep within. When you smile at people, you create a vibration that they are almost 99% of the time drawn to respond to. You create a vibrational energy that people want to respond to. Have you noticed when you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever first to people, it changes their whole response. They lighten up, they smile at you, or they say good morning back at you. Control your world, control your day by maintaining this energy of not only positivity, but a vibrational energy of less negative thinking, less negative speaking. Your energy just skyrockets. It's a mindset. Mindset shift is something you work on. It's not an overnight thing. It's a continuous working out, practicing, just like running. You run or exercise in sport. You don't work out one day and stay fit. You work out continuously, consistently, and do the same thing mentally. Mental food, physical food, everything done correctly, done in moderation, done well, and you have this vitality, this energy to just take on the whole world. Join my 5-day challenge. Be a part of it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose except the bad attitude, the bad energy, the lack of productivity, the lack of a good relationship, the lack of a good marriage? That's all you will lose. You lose the lack of a good marriage. You lose the lack of your children acting right and behaving well. You can transform every area of your life by just changing your thoughts, by just changing your perception on things. Click the link in my bio and let's get going. This is Ike. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, our thoughts control our feelings, feelings control our actions. Actions are the result of our life, the result, expression of our thought.